Are you constantly arguing and you're thinking about divorce? So I had an epiphany one day and lost my mind. I said, F that. And that changed everything. Hey, what's up? My name's Henry. Welcome to the Wong Mindset. So some background on myself. I basically started investing in real estate in 2015 and moved my whole family out of the condo we lived in. Spent about 3 weeks trying to do minor renovations while trying to find some place to stay. That was not a good idea. So I didn't plan that out right, but now I know better. But at the time, I was constantly arguing. I was already a typical dude doing just enough around the house and around, the family, for the kids. At the time, the kids were really young too, and it was a lot of work to take care of them. When I got a house, it got worse. So I was spending a lot of time trying to house hack, rent out my duplex, get everything going. I didn't really do a great job of balancing out the work at home. That was my fault. Besides that, we actually get along great, right? We have a lot of things in common. Life was great, money was great, and now we have our own duplex in San Francisco. Sounds great, but we were arguing every single day of the week. And one day, I had an epiphany. I woke up in the morning and I said, F that. I decided to do everything in my power to make her happy. I decided to do every single thing in my power to take care of my family. I don't care anymore. Okay, all this complaining, all this arguing, all this stuff, it's useless. I am gonna take over right now. I'm gonna do everything in my power. Forget these people, I'm doing it. And basically what happened is I started doing everything that I could think of around the house, everything for the kids, for my wife, thinking ahead, not just inside the house, outside the house, thinking out further out, thinking about just the whole family. What can I do for my family and what's coming up? It's not too much trouble, it's not too much work. I didn't give a crap. I'm just gonna do everything that I can do. And hopefully this will fix the problem. Hopefully this will help. That's all I thought about. So I decided to start doing that to the point where I'm thinking 30 years out even. I'm thinking long term. What can I do? What moves I need to make? And everything that I do now even kind of goes back to that. That day when I decided that, I'm gonna make a change. Everything on my path to wealth and building up everything that I have has been kind of based on that. So one of the big things that I realize now after doing this for a while is that I was keeping score. A lot of times I was looking at, I did this and now you should do that. And there's some things that maybe I didn't see her do and something she didn't see me do. And we're always constantly trying to keep score. Both of us, we both had that problem. So I realized that you cannot keep score. You should not even look at it that way. You need to change your mindset. I've even seen people on shows put up a big old scoreboard saying, I did this, and this, and you're in charge of this, and this. Get that crap out of there. You should stop keeping score. There is no score. There is no fairness in life. If you care for your family, stop keeping score. Do everything you possibly can, and then you can say you're doing something. But before that, if you're just doing, I'm just gonna do these 3 things, and you're always constantly trying to do as little as possible, that is not a good idea in a relationship. So I think that in a relationship, and if that's not working or has a lot of problems, someone needs to take charge. If you just leave it open and just continue what you're doing and do it for months and years, it's just gonna blow up, right? Eventually someone's gonna blow up and say this crap, and that's it, it's over, right? There's no saving this. So before it gets to that point, someone needs to take charge. If something's gonna change, someone's gonna have to take control of that situation and say, okay, forget that. I'm gonna just do whatever I can do. You cannot count on the other person to be like, just to start doing that. The only way it's gonna change, that you can count on it changing, is if you change it. If you truly want this family, you truly love your family, you love your kids, then you need to be a man, be a husband, take over this damn thing and do what it takes. So instead of just, I already did everything I can, it's just time for a divorce. What have you done? Tell me, what have you done? I did this and I cleaned that. And okay, to me, you haven't done crap. You haven't done crap, that's nothing. You really need to change your mindset about that if you really wanna make a difference. If you wanna change your situation, if it's just constant arguing. So someone's gonna have to do it, right? If she's not doing it, he's not doing it, you gotta do it. Figure it out. So what I do in a day would scare most people They think I'm crazy. You do all this stuff for your family. Don't worry about doing so much stuff. To me is nothing, right? On a daily, I will wake up early, do my whole routine. Now I help get the kids up, prep their lunch, their snacks, get everybody's breakfast going, coffee. We like to do soft-boiled eggs for breakfast, just a quick breakfast, and the girls have a quick breakfast, get them out the door, and my wife does the drop-off. You know, I head to work, I do the pickup, we do homework, we do a bath, we do dinner. Sometimes gotta put them to sleep. Most of the time I'll pick up my wife. And then I make time at night for my interests, right? Even YouTube, I find time for that. I find time for real estate. I find time to study. I find time to look into stocks, whatever interest I have. So doing everything for your family all sounds great, right? You're taking charge, you're doing everything. I'm not saying be a doormat, okay? Not that you do everything and no one else contributes. I'm saying you need to take control and start doing something different and start taking over. Then you need to make sure you communicate. You have to communicate this. If you don't tell anybody, you don't show anybody, you don't let anybody know that you're doing everything, no one's gonna know you're doing everything. So what I do is I make sure that all the stuff that I take care of, I let my wife know that, hey, I'm gonna take care of this. Oh, I'm gonna take care of that. Don't worry about it, I got this. I'm gonna take care of that, I'm gonna take care of this. The crazy thing is, when you start doing that and you start doing that consistently, something changes, right? People start to feel some kind of way like, ooh, whoa, this guy's gone nuts. He's doing everything around here. I better up my game before I lose this guy. You wanna be that guy. You have to continuously do this over years and years and years for the rest of your life. You cannot be, oh, well, you know, I stopped keeping score and I start, you know, taking care of little things here and there around the family. And next week you go back, right back to keeping score. You're like, ooh, she didn't do anything. She's not doing this. She's not doing that. I do everything. And catch yourself. Stop. You're keeping score again. Do not keep score. Save yourself. This is not gonna work if you just go right back to keeping score, because it happens. You know, if you're doing a lot and a lot and a lot, and maybe you're tired, at some point you're gonna lean towards like keeping score again. It happens. It even happened to me. I did it for 4 years, and then once in a while, I would feel like I would have to catch myself. Ooh, I started to think like, oh, what is she doing? And like, no, why? Who cares? Something happens too is, for me and my wife, we develop a little game plan, like things that we do, I do. She's like, oh, I got this. I'm gonna take care of that. Don't worry about that. That's what ends up happening. So that's if you're in a normal relationship and you've done everything you could do. Sometimes that'll happen and life is great. So if this is not your problem, right? Like this sounds great, but you know, I'm not really keeping score and this is not really our problem. Our problem is deeper, our problem is different. I really just have to say that try to dig in sometimes, right? I feel what really helps is when you let go of your ego, of your selfishness. You're not really thinking for yourself. You're just thinking for your family and your wife. Try to identify the problem from that perspective. Sometimes you might be able to see it. You might be able to get to it. The more you dig and try to think about it, right? And talk about it and say, what is really like holding us back? And then once you identify it, then you have to really dedicate, be intentional and work on it, whatever that problem is. So I think very generally that would help a lot. So hopefully, even if you're running into something different, think about it that way. So hopefully these are some ideas that can help you save your marriage, save your own happiness. It's worth it. Go do it. Be a man. Do the right thing. Thanks for watching, and I'll chat with you in the next one.